Hi, it's Tim Hagan from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode for the Coaching Conversations podcast. Now, we are on Stitcher, we are on iTunes, and multiple different channels. Please check us out. Now, one of the things that you'll get out of our podcast episodes is a lot of content, a lot of strategy. It's not fluff, it's not concept, yet we really want you to engage with the content and let us know your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If there's topics you'd love to have us address, we would love to share them with you. Let us know your impact and let us know your feedback. When it comes to approachability and coachability, I want you to think about something called blockage. You know, your heart has blockage. If your heart or your valves get blocked, what happens? You have a heart attack, you can't breathe, you struggle, physically. I think we go through the same thing with mental blockages. We all have them. What do? We tend to block things. Yeah, but. And then we ask people for examples when we get feedback. Well, give me an example. And then that's a situational piece of content that we can explain away. No. In that situation, John misunderstood me. And so we have blockages. And one of the toughest things to do, and we teach something called RIAR, R-I-A-R. The RIAR, and I call it the RIAR syndrome. We react, we interpret, we articulate, we reflect. We rarely on our own get to a point of reflection. So if somebody gives me feedback and says, Tim, I can't stand that shirt, my reaction is, what a jerk, I spent a lot of money on this. The minute we have an emotional reaction, when we are not calm, and especially when we hear things we don't like, what happens? We tend to do what? We tend to interpret. We start to tell ourselves something like, he attacked me. This is a great looking shirt. And then we articulate, we start telling other people. I'll give the most common example. When someone is called into the office and they get feedback from their boss, and it happens in every workplace, virtually and non-virtually, when we're in person. Fellow employees say, what did the boss say? Now they're at a reactionary stage. They've interpreted, they feel a certain way. And when we hear things and we react emotionally, we lose objectivity. We subjectively start to narrate the story. And then we articulate it to other people. Well, he said my report was late, but what he doesn't understand is, Julie was equally as late. Do you hear people around you do stuff like that? So think about the blockage that you might have. Where do you get in your own way? I'll tell you where I get in my own way. I'm very fast on my feet. I'm very skilled in coaching. Sometimes I need to slow down because I cut other people off. And they're not as fast as me. And I do that sometimes not intentionally. And it doesn't matter if I don't do it intentionally. I do it at the expense of them. And I create a perception of not wanting to listen to them. That's not my intent, yet that's the perception I leave with people. So what's your blockage? Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagan and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.